My name is Sophie Vallance Cantor and I'm a painter based in Glasgow. I was born in Scotland, but I grew up in Cornwall and then I moved to London to study painting at Camberwell College of Arts. I actually ended up leaving after second year to move to Berlin to be able to stay with my husband Douglas, who's from Colombia. And funnily enough, that turned out to be, although at the time it felt scary and impossible and possibly unwise to leave my degree unfinished, it turned out to be one of the best decisions, not only personally but in a professional sense as well. I think moving to Berlin, I was completely removed from all of the influences, that cultural influences, tutors' influences, peer influences, and it did great things for my work because suddenly, with no one caring what I was saying, I could actually be myself and I wasn't being influenced by other people. So it was the first time that I asked myself what I wanted to make, and I started from there. For me, the focus is always on what I'm making and actually making the work, and then I let other things be a consequence of that. And I think it is difficult, especially leaving uni early and stuff. I kind of for a while felt like I was maybe screaming into a void and no one was listening, and I didn't know if anything would ever happen, but slowly it did. I did shows with friends, like self-made shows. My friend Eleni curated a show in Greece and invited me to show my work, and that was a lot of fun. Me and my husband and fellow artist Douglas put on self-made shows as well, and those are really fun. And then gradually I was invited by other people to be part of shows, and it's kind of like a rolling ball effect, and it just takes a lot of time and patience and hard work, really. So generally in my practice, when I'm trying to generate ideas, I'll work on paper, so I'll do a lot of drawings on paper or monoprints on paper. I also have a series on my website from a couple of years ago, which is drawings on napkins, because that was the only material I had available at that time. I didn't have any money, so I drew on napkins, and they're some of my favourite works that I've made. So that's comprises part of my practice, and then the other main part of my practice is big square paintings on canvas, and they are connected for sure. I do see the drawings on paper as not less resolved, but just quicker, often funnier, less complex pieces, and sometimes they do turn into the big paintings on canvas. But I do see them as different things to express and explore different mediums for different moments and different topics, basically. In terms of processes, I always go back to painting. There's something mysterious about it, there's something unexpected about it. It's basically decision making, and you're never quite sure how it's going to turn out, and you can never quite explain the magic that it has. There's definitely just something special about painting, and there's always more to learn as well. Like, you're never done learning when it comes to painting, never ever. In terms of subject matter, I always think of my practice as it's like a reflection of living life and moving through life, and the kind of subject matter that I use to portray that ranges from animals. I paint a lot of animals. More recently I've been painting food, self-portraiture, scenes based on things that I've really witnessed, things that have really happened, conversations I've had. And I always think of my practice as each painting is like a really small slice of a cake, and it's related and in conversation with the slice next to it and the slice the other side of it. So no painting can kind of sum up my practice as a whole. They're just like little snapshots of my practice, and you have to look at the whole cake to understand what's going on. The show at Aleph Contemporary has been a lot of fun to work on. I've known Jo Bering, the curator, for a few years now, and I'm really, really glad that she wanted to curate my work, and she has such a great eye, and it was a real honour for me to have my work curated by her. And the fact that it's an online exhibition has been really good timing to coincide with the fact that everyone has a lot more time. Everyone is in lockdown basically, and they've had a lot more time to look at things like this and pay attention to online things, and also just being able to share my work online in a professional sense with more people who wouldn't be able to actually come to the show. So that's been really nice. The title of the show is Even Tigers Need a Rest, and I also think that's a personal reminder to me. It's the name of one of the paintings in the show, but it's also pretty relevant for the moment we're in, and it's about taking stock and reflecting and allowing rest some of the time, and how important that is, basically.